Hello, welcome back, and it's another ramble in the woods where I'm talking about why the tragedy of the commons is a psyop. Basically, the tragedy of the commons is the idea that we are just too greedy and selfish to openly share needed goods, like I guess these woods, or drinking water, or clean air. But like, I found a actually clear spot in the woods. How do I flip that bitch? So I mean, most of the grove just kind of looks like this, more or less, kind of shit. And kind of looks a little clear over here. And holy shit, I can actually see like a tree row. Like, what the fuck? I didn't think that was possible in here. Like Clay Thompson said, anything is possible. Because there is some decent growth in here. Like, shit, it is looking like, walkable. You could take a fucking four-wheeler through here. And then there's just like dead trees, no limbs, leaning on this little tree, kind of stunting it. And I mean, I bet this tree, she's fucking huge. Like, I can't even put my hands around it. That bitch big. Gotta be 100 years old or some shit like that. And that's the tree I'm gonna cut down today. I didn't realize there was like this semi-clearance of an opening in here to kind of start from. I've just been going in, making little pockets, and getting like the dead limbs that have kind of like fallen, or like other dead trees. I didn't realize there was like a spot to actually start from. Golly. And I mean, if that isn't a fucking metaphor, there's always a little glimmer of hope. Shout out the new Supergirl movie coming out. Can't wait for that shit. About a Hope Max. But I guess back to the tragedy of the commons being a psyop. I think it's a ploy by capital. The people who in power, essentially, want us to believe that we can't have a shared anything really. Everybody needs their own car, their own house, their own air fryer, their own pets. Like, I mean, not everything has to be so individualistic. And if we're more individualistic, there's more things for us to buy that they're for like our badges of ourselves. Yeah. Okay. Even if we are greedy, okay, I think in a roundabout way, my self-interest is, kind of having a team of people, a network to help me out, and fall back on. Like, the lone entrepreneur, that doesn't really happen. Like, everything I am doing is like, thanks to other people, or not able to. I like, if you want to bake an apple pie from scratch, you have to start by making the universe. I thought that was kind of a silly quote, but kind of makes sense here, I feel like. Oh yeah. Now to the good stuff. And in opposition to this standard capitalistic form, I guess we'll call it for the sake of ease, is like an anarcho socialist communist. I know, crazy propaganda ass words. Basically, anarchy, or like as a philosophy, and I guess kind of ideology, is the rejection of forced hierarchy onto others, or and to yourself, or being in any of that. Like, it's the idea that we can all, have this commons and mutually agree to like share. And the socialist communist part, I mean, kind of naturally stems from that, because if there's less of a hierarchy, we are naturally going to be more socialist. We are going to have more things like social security. We are going to have more things like paid time off when you have a kid, in childcare, and it doesn't mean that the state has to be providing all of this, but it. Oh, fuck! I'm rambling. Okay. Uh, in a more of a commons system, we'd have to be a little more engaged socially and civically. But I mean, could you imagine a social media where we just like doom scroll for that week's like whatever city council vote? You don't have to be voting on fucking everything, but like if there's like two things, I don't know. And also, since this is basically just a social, like, vote, kind of a populism, I guess, if we think about it, the people who are, like, actually enacting this vote, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a button click. Someone actually has to do it, like, our representatives, we'll say, and those people, maybe shouldn't have life term limits. Or maybe they should have term limits on just any office, even local or some shit. Or you have to, like, rotate. I don't know. Sounds silly, but like, I'm glad I wrote these notes, because I forgot I did this section. Because I was starting to like even doubt myself what I was saying. But like, if I'm wrong, how did like Native American tribes in North and South America get along just fine until they got colonized, wiped out by disease, gunpowder, unfair treaties, like, we can erase all the common, like, shared system, like the commons that they had, and act like it didn't happen, because when you put someone into slavery for I don't know how long, but like a long time, I mean, the South America is still pretty disadvantaged. So maybe it's still happening, I don't know. And if their history wasn't so, you know, important, or like against like the capitalists' incentive for growth, we'll say, and like unending growth at that, um, I could see why they would have to erase all this history, hit you with that, or the Men in Black. Um, like some of these treaties were signed like in a foreign tongue, like in English, and these people who, you know, lived here before me, like sometimes they didn't speak English, or they would be like got like drunk, like and or basically, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure sometimes like we actually did win a battle, but like I don't really know what to believe. I mean, we're here now, so I guess we won the war. But was it fair? I don't know. But fair is kind of a broad term, I guess. And I guess adding that to the reason to not get too drunk, because just letting your guard down is in the capitalist incentive. You know, you spend more. I'll be buying shots like Oprah out there when I'm drunk. However, if you really think about it, your body and time are the only true capital that you really have. Like, those are the two subjective experiences you can have, which, as a human, are kind of like the only things that distinguish us from fucking AI and monkeys. Like, other than that, we're not that cool. Don't add that to the point of technocrats. Add that to the point of like humans are just like another species, and we should try and be on the same playing field or vibe about that. And I guess if you view your body and time as your only capital, it's like, ooh, if I'm doing this manual labor or this menial labor or like this kind of bullshit work that I don't like or value, is it worth those things, you know, my body and time? And like, you know, at the end, like if you're wearing your body down and your spirit down, like that takes a piece of your soul, and like you just lose your time and you forget what you have as interests. Like, I guess how much is it worth to sell your body and soul like that? How much you have to pay a man for that? 50K, 30, 10, 5, I don't know. Like, you can get some pretty cheap labor even in the US of A. I'll skip the fucking dramatics I wrote down. But you're telling me, with all these workers, all these honest hard workers who are gonna break their back, sell their soul, we couldn't like collectively just be like, actually, let's organize our work better and organize our, you know, means and mode of production, our mode of productions, you know, like our tools, our office space, our trucks, our company vehicles, or whatever software you need. Like, let's go in on this together. And then I guess as you grow, you know, people can buy in, and there can be like employee options, like if they want to be part of it or not. And then, you know, then they each get a vote when like certain things come up at the office. Like, should we become more than just like this town's co-op? Should we partner with the other town's co-op and make like a, a trade, like something big, or like make a long-term partnership, something like that? I guess that's what I propose as a rejection of you know, some of our current work. But I guess I don't know who to start a co-op with. You know, I'll think about that one. That's I'll think about that one. Maybe my brother. He's probably the only one watching this. We could start a co-op. You know, this is how you prevent monopoly by private actors. You know, like Mr. Trillionaire, who didn't even buy his fucking or build his company. He just fucking bought it. And you know, when someone's a trillionaire, that just naturally has a lot of social in capital as well. Doge. So I guess besides just a workers yeet co-op and sing Kumbaya fucking Ya together, there could be a cap on how much money you can have or assets you can have without dodging taxes and doing like crazy loophole shit to like hide it in like offshore banks or at, you know, little safe haven states, like nation states. I guess maybe that would be cool too if we didn't do that. Show that we are a little smarter than greed and individualism, so that we can actually have these commons and have some common ground, be the common worker. Because, you know, we want to work together for current and future, you know, workers in generations. And I mean, hopefully that'd be cool if someday we didn't really have to work, but I don't really see that entirely. Like, I mean, I could see like working like very little, but no way we could ever not work. I think people, even, I mean, I feel like everyone just want to be like an artist of some kind, not to be like too idealistic, or like a mathematician, or we could have more sports. Like, I mean, you could still work, like that is work if you think about it. Or I mean, we still would need a lot of nurses and teachers and engineers, like, and cashiers. Like, I don't know, like people-oriented jobs. I mean, we can have cashiers without like people, but some places that just doesn't work, and it shouldn't work. Let's keep it face to face. Let's find a common space to work with others, like improve the profit incentive is all we're striving for. You know, let's be like Wikipedia. Editors just doing that shit for free. Community involvement, or just volunteering, be a coach, esports, donate if that's what you got. Like, let's work towards, yeah, the needs of the future, not just, you know, the needs and wants specifically of past generations. And, you know, let's be a little more creative than the post-humanist